Ooh, this guy wants to immigrate to Canada, but he's not sure if he'll qualify or not. Will you qualify? Well, in this video, I want to show you how you can check to see if you would qualify or not. Hey, if you love getting tips and videos like this, I would be so happy if you subscribe to my channel right down there. Okay, so I want to show you the Government of Canada website. It's a great website that has a lot of information on immigration and other things that will be useful to you if you are in Canada or if you're coming to Canada, okay? Now, one of the things they have is a tool called Check Your Eligibility. Check your eligibility. That means check whether you will be able to come to Canada or not. Okay, now I want to go through this tool with you. So I'm going to put the link to this specific web page down there in the description. Okay, I want you to click on that link and then this page will open up. Okay, and then I want you to click on the button that says check your eligibility. Okay, we're going to start the process to see if we are eligible or not eligible. So here's the first page. Okay, what would you like to do in Canada? Okay, that's just a general question. Do you want to study? Do you want to work? Whatever. There are a bunch of options. Let's just say move there. You just want to move here. Okay, how long are you planning to stay in Canada? Well, let's say permanently. Okay, now select the code that matches the one on your passport. Basically, this means where are you from? Let's say we're from India. Okay, so we check India. Now, what is your current country or where are you right now? Well, India, right? Usually it's going to be the same one. Okay, now do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? No, we don't have any family members in Canada, so we're going to check no. Now, what is your date of birth? Well, let's say we're about 30 years old, 1988, May 10th. Okay, then you just press next. Okay, then you get this question. What is your main reason to want to come to Canada? Find a permanent job in Canada, join my family in Canada, start or invest in a business, work for myself as a farmer, sports person or artist. Okay, find a job as a caregiver. Well, we're just gonna say find a permanent job, right? You probably just want to come here and get a normal job. Okay, then we click next, and then here are our first results. Okay, these are not our final results. It's just like just a little brief short result here. It says, based on the information you provided, the results below indicate whether you may be able to come to Canada or not. Now, you might qualify for one of these programs: the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, the Canadian Experience Class. Okay, so you might be able to qualify for one of these things. So it's possible. Okay, now express entry is the selection system for immigration in Canada. Okay, that's what it's called. It's called express entry. That's how the Canadian government decides who they're going to let in and who they're not going to let in. Okay, now it's an electronic process. So everything is done online, which is great. It's easier, and then you don't have to send papers back and forth. Okay, so it's just a selection system, you know, and it uses points, right? So you need to get high points to come to Canada, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Okay, so the next question is, which province or territory do you plan to live in? Let's choose Alberta, because I live in Alberta. Okay, now the language test. Okay, what have you done in terms of language tests? Okay, because when you come to Canada, even if you're a native speaker from like Australia or the UK or something, if you want to live in Canada, if you want to just live here, work here, go to school here, whatever, you need to prove your language abilities. That's crazy. So even native English speakers might have to do an exam like the IELTS or the CELPIP. Okay, so here are both options for English. Okay, Canada recognizes 2 English tests, the IELTS and the CELPIP. Now, I've made a lot of videos and written some books on these topics, okay? So if you want that, you can visit my website, which is also posted down there. Okay, now the TEF is a French language exam, okay? So you have to do one of these. If you choose none, you're probably not going to qualify to come to Canada, okay? So hopefully you did one of those tests. Now, then it says, when did you take the test? Okay, so you just put in the year, the month, the day. Let's say we took the test last year. Okay, so then you need to put your score. Now let's say, what is the score? Well, let's say 7,777 on all 4 parts: speaking, reading, writing, listening. Okay, and then it says other tests. Okay, have you taken any other language tests? Well, no. Let's say we only did the IELTS. Okay, the IELTS, and our score was 7 in all categories on the IELTS. Okay, then the next question is about work experience in Canada. Do you have any work experience in Canada? Well, let's say no. We're from India, we've lived in India our whole life, we have no experience in Canada. So we just choose none and none of the above. Okay, then what about work experience anywhere else in the world? India, or if you've worked in other countries. Okay, so then it says in the last 10 years, so how much work experience do you have? Well, if you're 30 years old, it's likely you'll have worked for, maybe more than 5 or 6 years. So let's choose this option, 6 or more years. Okay, and then it says, in the last 5 years, do you have at least 2 years experience in one of these types of jobs? These are called skilled trades. Like if you are an electrician, or you're a construction worker, or you're a butcher. A butcher is a person who cuts meat, or a baker. Okay, so if you're one of these types of skilled jobs, then you can either choose yes, you have 2 or more years, or no, you don't have 2 more. Let's say you worked as a butcher in India. Okay, so yes, you do have 2 or more years. And now you can see here it says find your NOC. This is the code for your job. So if you're not sure if your job is sort of counts toward this, then you can just look it up there, and that will help you know if you have more than 2 years or not in that specific job. Okay, so then it says education certificates from Canada. Do you have any? Have you ever studied in Canada? Well, no, you've never studied in Canada. Okay, now the next question is about money and family. How much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada? Well, there are different categories. Okay, the highest one is 33,000 or more. So let's say you're from a rich family and you're going to bring more than $33,000 into Canada. Okay, then you choose this option. Then how many family members do you have? Let's say you're single, like me. Okay, you're not going to bring any family. It's just you. Then you just choose one, only you. Okay, then the next one asks, do you have a valid job offer in Canada? Has a Canadian company sent you a job offer? Well, no. Okay, then education. Ooh. What is our education? Okay, now it asks for birthday again. I don't know why, but you have to put your birthday again here. Then you have to put your level of education. Do you have a bachelor's degree? Do you have a master's degree? Or maybe just a high school diploma? Okay, you need to put whatever your level of education is in there. And then the next one is check all that apply. So which of these apply to us? I have studied full-time in Canada for 2 years. No, we've not studied in Canada. I have at least 2 years of full-time work experience in Canada. No. I have a relative in Canada who is, no, we don't have any relatives in Canada. Okay, so none of the above. Okay, then what is your marital status? Ooh, let's choose never married, single, like me, because that's the best. I'm just kidding. It's not the best. Well, it could be the best. Depends. It all depends on what you want to do, right, in life. Okay, so here's our results. To apply online, you'll need this personal reference code. Here's the code, and then it says, based on your answers, you appear to be eligible for express entry. Okay, so we might qualify for express entry. Now we have to go through the process, but this is a very good sign. That means we're probably eligible. That's the first step, okay? Now it's going to give you 7 steps of things that you need to do next, okay, if you want to come to Canada. Okay, basically all 7 steps are about these things. You basically make an account, okay, on that website, and you create your profile. Okay, then after that, you're going to get your documents ready. You know, it's a long process, but I think it's a very well-made process. Okay, it's easy to follow. You don't have to get lost somewhere in these steps. It's all very clear. Okay, so I think that's great. Now, I made a lesson on educational credential assessment because one of the things you're going to need to do is to prove that you have a master's degree. Remember, we put master's degree. That's probably one of the main reasons we qualified for the express entry thing. Okay, so now we're going to need to prove that we have the master's degree from some university in India. Okay, so I made a lesson on that. It's ECA. I'll put the lesson at the end of this video so you can go watch that if you have a degree or a diploma that you want to have assessed as proof that you have it. Okay, say, I want to know, what was your result? Did you qualify or did you not qualify? Hey, if you did not, it's okay. There are other ways you can sort of get more points. For example, you could get more education in your country, or you could get a higher score on the IELTS or the CELPIP exam, or you could maybe get more work experience in a certain field. Okay, so don't get discouraged if you did not qualify. There are some ways you can build up your sort of your profile a little bit so that you can qualify. But anyway, let me know your result down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.